he could get the whole picture. The tree.
Grandma's pancake and steak.
He said, well, it wouldn't be indigenous to them probably in Russia. In the farmers.
Well, there were people from one of the United States.
There's a bird up in the tree and a bear in the bushes somewhere.
I needed more food. So they stopped. They agreed that whatever. We medicine. That's right. Because there was no diseases. And they're in a great peace. Then the humans multiplied and needed more food. They're done. They call it council.
The Cherokee village is situated in Mississippi. Their circular townhouses used for public meetings were often built on top of dirt mounds. Next to the townhouse, the church was
Unfortunately, humans need medicine.
scattered around one particular spot. Nearby was a small recreational farmhouse called these were farmhouses used for one which would have included the three systems: corn, beans, and squash. The Cherokee village you see here is typical of the Mississippi period. Their circular townhouses, used for public meetings, were often built on top of dirt mounds. Next to the townhouse, you see the summer townhouse, which was loosely constructed and open. Scattered around the plaza are the homes. Homes were rectangular wooden buildings, 1 or 2 stories high.
Shavely groupie.
Eating baskets, making
Yeah.
coffee, stuffing clothes and arrows.
Shalom. Yeah.
Many changes, including one we could not even see, kept us apart from the worst of what was happening.
Ghê. Lấp. Sò. Chị.
And you will
Sadly disappear. There's so many crabs.
We are few, they are many. We cannot remain here in safety because we will
Then, a new horde was added to the camp. Traders arrived with illegal whiskey, hoping to get anything about.
November 1st, buried Duck's child. November 8th, buried a child of Seabolt. November 13th, buried another of Duck's children today. Sickness increasing.
We were being taken away, forced to move, and Sally and his family hid in the forest. But they would find no peace, because the leader of the white soldiers demanded that they be captured. Because Sally's family...
We learned Veterans gave us something in tribes and time. But then, more strangers came. How we fought to stay. Burning belt, which is a symbol.
Not nice. That's not nice.
Today's here are working with native clay, which can be found along the top source with streams and rivers in this area. In making their pottery, they use two methods. The first method is the ball method. They'll first start with a small ball by pressing their thumbs in the center and use their forefingers to give it general shape. The second method is the coil method. They'll first start with a flat disc of clay, bluish color. The pottery is then rolled into the fire until the fire goes out. The top of wood, the pottery is burned with the banks in this area. The river cane is gathered and stored to dry in the manner you see here. Once it is dried, it is crooked and has to be straightened. He will first place it over a fire and then over his knee. He will then use a metal tool such as this to knock out the joints. Before the introduction of metal, he would use the wooden shaft with a piece of flint tied to the end. The first type of material is the river cane, which is seen in the section above. It is cut and scraped from one side. It does not need to be scraped on the other side because it has a natural shiny finish. The second type of material is a white oak. It is cut. Arrowheads are made from flint, which can be found in parts of Tennessee and Kentucky. At one time, more people owned that land. The first start the large piece. See that, Joe?
Very good.
Placed in the center, when the animal tugged on the bait, the large log in front would fall, breaking the animal's back and pinning the animal in. The stockade in the back was to prevent the animal from stealing on the bait. The second trap was a fish trap. It was made of river cane and was placed in the strings facing downstream. This is the ashes acts alive to remove the husk. She then placed the corn in the mortar to be kind as she is doing now. Different types of weaves. The first weave is a single weave. It is an over and under method and gives plaid and checkered designs. The second weave is a double weave. It is similar to the ones done on loom and gives a more variety of designs. Our canoes were made from the yellow poplar tree, better known as the tulip tree. Before the introduction of the modern metals, our people would use the burning method. They first packed red clay. Our bow was made from yellow locust. The string was made from the braided fibers from the Indian hemp plant. Our masts were carved from softwood.
We see here in the council house. Every Cherokee village had a council house, and it was located to the west side of the square ground. It was always placed as close to the center of the village as possible.
Years ago, our villages were never built on a hillside or a mountain like this. They were down near rivers and waterways where the sand would have been readily available. A square. These large villages had upwards of 500 families in them as well. The tree here in the middle never varied in size, regardless of the size of the square ground, and its only purpose or function would have been to provide shade or shelter for the drummers who sat from time to time at the base of the tree. Rattles very similar to those you saw earlier in your tour. The first one is made from a gourd. Now, gourds weren't good to eat, but our people used quite often came from the shell of the common box turtle or the eastern woodland terrapin, which is native to this area. Cucumber wood, which are both rather soft woods, hollowed out from the top down, all within the exception of an inch or two at the bottom where it remains.